Hello, my name is Dr. Webb, and I'm here with the Science Bowl state champions. And I'm going to ask them each to introduce themselves, what class they are in here at Bangor High School.
I'm Tyler, I'm a junior.
I'm Connor, and I'm a junior.
I'm Isaac, and I'm a junior.
I'm Hannah, I'm a senior.
So you can see we may have a repeat next year. We will miss Hannah, but hopefully we'll find someone to join the team. So I think the first thing is to explain, what is a Science Bowl championship? I mean, what is it like? Is it like a major Jeopardy competition? Describe it for me.
Sort of. So Science Bowl is a competition between two teams, and there are two kinds of questions. The first kind of question is a toss-up question. You ask the toss-up question, and the first team to buzz in and answer correctly gets 4 points, and then you ask that team the bonus question, and they can talk to their teammates, and you have 20 seconds to answer that. If you get it correct, you get 10 points.
Okay.
So there's both like really quick thinking and computation, hashing things out, and so I don't know the exact number, but there are several different categories like physics, chemistry, biology, earth science,
Energy, earth and space.
energy, math.
And so when you are conferring as a team, do you have different specialties of knowledge? Like when it's physics, is there one of the team members that you really listen to?
Yeah.
Isaac.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you know
Yeah,
that
Isaac.
Isaac is the physics man. Okay. So what area, Hannah, what's your area?
I've been reading a lot of earth science books lately to try to increase my earth science and energy knowledge.
Awesome.
None of us actually
And-
took earth
yeah.
science.
Yeah,
None of you took
No,
earth
that's-
science.
That's the only bad thing about STEM is that we didn't get to take earth science.
Okay, but Hannah's becoming the resident expert on
Yes.
Okay.
And Hannah and Tyler have both either are taking or have taken
Yeah.
AP biology.
Wonderful.
So,
None of the rest of us
Yeah.
have taken biology, so.
Okay. And Connor, I know what your area of expertise
Math.
is.
Yeah.
Math.
No, I thought
Okay.
it was chem.
Hoss's law.
How about Kim? Who's the person?
I
Isaac
think
and
that would
Ken,
be
probably.
Isaac or Andrew, who isn't
Okay.
here, but Andrew's quite good at chemistry.
Right. And Andrew is what class?
He's a
senior.
He's
He's
a
our
senior. Okay,
Yeah.
and he's your captain.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. So, how do you get pumped for these competitions? I mean, is it, we think of athletics and they do a cheer. What do you do?
Do you guys want to do the MIT?
No, we didn't do that
No,
though. So.
we didn't. We kind of just.
We can do it.
No,
Yeah,
we
do
didn't.
it,
We
do
didn't.
it.
We
I
didn't
don't
do
know what
that.
it is.
We didn't do that
okay,
though.
this is
I don't know what it
important.
is.
So it's okay, Connor, you know it. 3.14159.
No,
it's
you got it
sine,
all
cosine,
wrong.
cosine, sine. 3.14159. Go Science Bowl.
Okay. I want you to know my brother went to WPI, so he's got one kind of like that. Something about pi and it ends with WPI, so I know.
Yeah.
That was wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kind
they
of.
do.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Yeah, good. So let's talk about the state championship. You came up against a number of teams. Talk us through some of those competitions and what do you feel gave you the edge?
Well, we knew a lot of science.
Yeah. So do you think your STEM background?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
STEM
The-
background needs to
the
be
fa- we've all taken
big
more
thing.
science classes than we would have otherwise.
Yeah.
a lot
Okay.
more.
So when you're up against other teams, they don't have the strong background that you do with
Well,
a number.
I
of
feel
courses.
I think some of the schools do, but
Mhm.
I'm not sure that any of them do to the extent that we
Yeah.
do.
Like,
to
I
be
mean, MSSM.
having taken 2 or 3 AP science classes by junior year.
Like MSSM, for example, you would think that they would be really high in science and math and all that.
MSSM usually do really well. I think they just did poorly at this.
Really
So what's
poorly.
MSSM?
Maine
I know what it is, but
Yeah,
The Maine School of Science and Math.
okay.
They're up in Limestone. It's a
Beat
magnet
us in
school
math
for
team this
science
year.
and math.
Right.
They've won the last 2. They've won state science bowl the last 2 years. This year, their A team failed to make it out of the group stage.
Okay.
So
They lost
Yeah.
3 of their 6 preliminary round matches, so they didn't even qualify for the semifinals.
Okay.
And their B team beat their A team and finished 3rd. But in our preliminary game against the B team, we won 96-4.
Okay.
so
So they just have an off year
No.
this year.
I think
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
MSSM just had an off.
But
year.
it goes to show that there's a potential to have a lot more, to have at least an equal background here.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Right. So Exactly. And, I think that was one of the ideas about a STEM Academy is that we would be able to offer that differentiation and acceleration, right?
definitely.
Yeah.
So obviously it's working. Did I understand it correctly that last year you competed as a team?
Yeah,
And how did you do last year?
we placed 4th.
You placed 4th. So did you do a lot of preparation from last year to this year?
I actually wasn't on the team
I
last
wasn't
year.
either.
Were you?
Last year,
Oh, okay.
I joined the team the day of the competition
Oh.
at like 6 a.m.
This year we had the whole team together, and we knew who was going to be on our A team for several weeks before the competition, so we could. We also did newer practice problems.
Right.
And
So it sounds to me like you were better
Yeah.
prepared.
Yeah.
I think
more
we were
organized.
significantly better prepared this year.
Yeah.
So
And so it paid off. That's a good
Yeah,
thing.
it
Yeah.
did.
That's
We
a-
practiced buzzing in really quickly, which
Yeah.
is something that we didn't do last year. Right before the competition, we practiced like as soon as you know the answer, you should hit the buzzer, even if, because in Science Bowl, if the moderator has not finished reading the question, normally when you buzz in, there's no penalty for getting it wrong.
Mhm.
But if the moderator has not yet finished reading the question, you can still buzz in. But if you get it wrong, you lose points.
Okay.
So you need to know when you should be confident enough in your answer to buzz in and risk losing points, especially if you think that it's highly likely that somebody on the other team also knows the correct answer, in which case you certainly want to buzz in to try to prevent them from
Right.
getting it correct.
Right.
It's not just about knowing the answer, it's about
There's some
aggressively knowing the
strategy.
answer.
yeah, there's
Strategy.
There's
Yeah.
definitely strategy.
I think
to
one
it.
of the reasons we did so well this year was because we were willing to buzz in even if we weren't entirely confident in our answer, because there's a much bigger chance that we knew it than not. So
Honestly, just
even though I
like
have my
teamwork.
doubts, I'm going to buzz in because I think it's right.
Right. And somebody else would also be able to support you on the ones where you can
Yeah.
confer.
Yeah.
And the ones where we can talk.
Right. Right. How do you use your time effectively when you're conferring? Like it's
Oh.
seconds.
Oh.
So how
Well,
do
there's-
you not just
Yeah.
listen to someone say an answer?
A big
and-
thing that we do that a lot of other teams don't do is a lot of other teams they're very quiet.
Like,
They
Because-
whisper to
because the
each
teams
other.
are next to each other, so they're like, they're
Whisper.
whispering to each
But
other,
the
but
thing is,
but
yeah, only one team.
it's not
can
like
answer.
they can steal it, so we can talk as loud as we want.
Yeah,
There's
so-
for some reason, because like on a lot of these competitions, both teams are conferring at the same time, and so you don't want to give away the answer,
Right.
but the other team isn't allowed to answer, so
Okay.
we.
Specific bonus questions.
Mr. James said that we should talk as loud, like we should talk loudly so that we can all hear each other, rather than like, what did he say? What did he say?
The result is we're loud, no other teams are loud, and it
it
might
works.
I think it
might
works
work
well
very
for us.
well.
I think just we're willing to speak our minds and share our answers with each other, and that actually helps a lot.
Well, I would think it would also play with the psyche of the other team.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Hear you
If they hear us
confident.
just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
steamrolling
Yeah.
through a physics
It
problem.
allows for very, very rapid communication, very rapid solving of the problem,
Yes.
and that's kind of
Yeah.
Rather
Good.
than wasting a quarter of your time trying to figure out whether they said L or some other letter,
Yeah.
Right.
B or D.
Right.
B or D.
Yeah. So Hannah, how does it feel to be the only female on the team?
I wish there were more, but it doesn't really bother me. I mean, of course, it'd be great if more girls were interested in science, but I think that partly it's the nature of the game show where you have to be aggressive and fast that more girls don't want to join in.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
Your advice to others would be
Take
no
a
different.
chance.
Take a
and
chance. I like it.
Yeah.
Do
If
it.
you're willing to put yourself out on the line and say, I might be wrong, but here goes anyway, you're good for science ball.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it's okay with you guys, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No different.
Yeah.
As long as you're willing to be wrong and you also are.
But you're also right sometimes.
Yeah.
You gotta get something.
You gotta-
It's good that
not
you're
just-
right some of the time.
But it's not just that you're willing to be wrong,
Yeah.
you have to actually be willing to be wrong, but a lot of the time get the thing right.
Because if you're just wrong.
If you're wrong all the time,
Yeah, you're just
no.
wrong.
If you're willing to be wrong all the time, that's not good.
Right. Right. But I mean, it is
Yeah.
kind of science. Right?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
You're wrong more than you're right.
Yeah.
Science.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Mr. James, like,
Mr.
failure is success.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
We give an A for failure if it's proper scientific failure.
As
Right.
long as it explodes.
Yeah. So when is the national competition?
April 30th to May 4th.
Fourth.
Yeah, that sounds
4th.
Okay, and where are you going?
Washington D.C.
And so I've heard that this is an all-expense
Mhm.
paid trip.
It
Yeah,
is.
we just got
Who's
our
paying?
airplane. We
Department
just
of
got
Energy.
The
our.
Department of Energy, the United
Department of
States federal
Energy.
government.
And why do you think they're paying for this?
Because
Well,
it
there's an
advances
energy
science
category.
education.
Science is
Absolutely.
good.
It advances science education. That puts more money back into the economy and whatnot. I think that's part of
Well,
big
well,
driver.
the,
for STEM
the
program
Department
in
of
general.
Energy also has a specific science sub-department of the Department of Energy, and so this is the science part. The Department of Energy is in many ways, I think, the Department of Science,
Right.
which we should actually have, but we don't. So
Right.
But yeah,
But I mean, they're looking for young people that
Yes.
will be the next generation of science leaders in the country.
Mhm.
Do each of you see yourself going on in science for your post-secondary learning and in
yeah, I'd like to go on in math myself.
math? Okay.
But I mean, that's close enough to science.
Sure. Sure.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah. And when did, I mean, I guess, am I hearing that all of you think you want to go on to study either science or math? Something
yeah, I
can speak-
STEM,
I mean, I want to do
Yeah.
engineering, computer
Yeah.
programming.
engineering, computer
yeah,
programming,
probably computer
Yeah, I
science.
think we all want to go
Computer
on to
science.
STEM fields.
STEM,
Environmental science?
environmental science. Okay, great.
You're the
When
most
did
pure
you-
science.
When did you know you had a passion for this content area?
Always.
It's a
I
hard
don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna say. I
Yeah,
don't know.
always.
I
You don't know, Hannah? No?
Maybe
But
middle school. I'd say.
middle school?
Yeah, because I think around middle school is when you start to get into the more like advanced stuff.
Mhm.
Even if it's not that advanced, it's still middle school. But I mean, at that point, you start saying, "Oh, I really like this material," and then you kind of just.
You get to
And
choose
also
your
like
classes.
the
Good point. She just said you get to change classes and you were with
Yeah,
that
that's-
content
that's true.
teacher.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's-
Okay,
yeah.
go
because
Connor.
all of the teachers are more. But also, I think I noticed that like middle school classes were the ones where those are the earliest knowledge that's actually applicable to science ball.
Yeah,
Like
that's true.
some of those, I got one of the earth science class or questions right in the final round because I remembered it from 6th grade geology. So
Wow.
Oh yeah, that was the
alluvial
alluvial
fan.
fan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there a certain category of questions that you struggle with as a group more than others?
Well, for some of us, biology.
Yeah,
Because
that's-
again, it's not just that me and Andrew and Isaac haven't taken AP Bio. We haven't taken any biology since middle school.
So I'd say biology is probably our weakest.
Biology.
Weakest
Yeah.
spot, even though I'm there, but no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think biology's pretty hit or miss. I
Right,
think.
because usually only one or two of the people who are playing at the time have any knowledge whatsoever of biology beyond, hey, look at these cool animals.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's because of the way the STEM Academy has been structured?
Well, no,
Not
that's
really.
just
It's
because
just 'cause
none of us have
we
chosen
don't
to
like-
take biology.
You didn't
yet.
I don't
There
like
are a
biology.
bunch of people in STEM who have taken biology,
Like
but
I have, for example.
yeah,
I'm assuming you guys are gonna take it next year.
yeah,
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah,
yeah.
okay,
it's
that's
just
what I was gonna
it's
say.
just the order.
The order and
Yeah.
the way it's been structured, yeah.
We also kind of were actually surprisingly not as weak at earth science as would be thought, considering how we haven't actually taken it.
Right.
Well, Andrew's taken earth science.
We haven't actually taken it.
Yeah.
you have
well,
a captain who
yeah,
has
our
their
captain
has
captain,
it, yeah.
yeah.
And
I think it's just because we get a lot of knowledge from the other things we study.
yes,
that
there's
plays
some
into it.
there's certainly some like there are earth science questions that deal with chemistry, and there are biology questions that deal with chemistry, and there are chemistry questions that deal with physics.
in chemistry.
There are energy questions that deal with anything. The energy category is literally just all of the problems with the word energy in them, even if it's just a physics problem.
Right, right. Well, and I mean, that's like when we moved physics to the freshman year, a lot of people were
Yeah.
concerned, and obviously they were justified in that
Oh
concern.
yeah.
But we had to make sure that,
That was a good move.
I think,
was a good
yeah,
choice.
that's
That was a
another
very
because
good move.
now
it was.
we all know physics as opposed to what would probably have happened with maybe one of us knowing physics.
Right.
I think that was actually probably the category where we did best compared to the other teams
Yeah.
because
yeah,
So many of us have just that base in physics now,
Right.
which is just nice.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some problems that go a lot beyond what we
Yeah,
would learn in
definitely.
freshman
yeah,
physics.
because
but-
there are also like
calculus
quantum
based.
physics problems.
So-
Right.
yeah, Connor.
Exactly. That's where
Sorry.
Connor comes in.
No, that's where
Yeah.
Isaac comes in.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. I forgot.
I can't
math,
get my
physics.
particles straight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those-
Good. Well, the last thing, let's talk. Have you started thinking about your research this summer? And what, maybe if each one of you could share a little bit, quickly about what you're going to be doing this summer with research.
I've been working on biosensors with red tide. I basically being able to take water from the Gulf and see whether there's red tide in it or not.
Mhm.
I've kind of hit some roadblocks with that. So I'm kind of in a decision-making process of whether I want to keep going with that or move on to something else. But right now I'm leaning towards more biosensor work, so something
Nice.
along those lines.
Nice.
I'm not sure what I'm going to do over the summer. Depends on whether my current project has more to it or not. But I know what I'm doing right now is it's really difficult to explain quickly. I need to learn how to explain it more quickly. But basically, it's like paths through triangular grids determined by various rules, and depending on what the set of rules you set is, what happens to little ant, you could say. Does it keep going around and around in circles forever?
Mm-hmm.
What happens if the ant is determined by prime numbers? Just various little things about
Yeah,
that.
it's heavy math, right?
It's not that heavy math,
It's math.
but it's math.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. All I can think of is double subscripted variables. I have no idea.
There are actually double subscripted
Yeah.
variables.
Phew, I thought that was in there. I used to teach programming, so I was like, I think that's where he's going. Okay, good.
I'm doing research into how to make drone swarms a lot more effective and be able to do things a lot more quickly by taking advantage of the fact that a drone swarm has a lot of different nodes that aren't necessarily really busy all the time. And so when one needs to do something really quickly that it can't necessarily do by itself, it just kind of borrows computational ability from other ones to make it go faster.
Yeah.
Isaac is building a drone army to take over the world.
Yeah, in short, yes. I should have just said that in the first place.
And that's why I was asking you when you buzzed in, and you didn't remember. You said that you buzzed in before you even heard the question
Yep.
or
Oh yeah,
something.
my
and you
drone
said
surveillance center is working quite.
That's what I said. Are those drones working for you right now? So that's pretty impressive. And Hannah?
Well, I'm graduating, so
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I'll be.
You don't have to do
continuing
research this
studying.
summer. Can you tell us about the research that you
Sure.
have done?
I'm working on a laboratory procedure for the water holding capacity of synthetic tracks for thoroughbred horse racing.
Oh, wow.
So the water content of the track is related to the safety and performance of the track.
Mhm.
So I've been working on determining what increases the water holding capacity and the safety of the track.
Wow, very interesting. How did you even get interested in that?
I'm interested in soil science.
Okay.
Um,
Well, you said environmental
yeah.
science, and so that makes sense.
So this was what I found.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And plans for college, do you know already, or will
I
it be
don't
May?
know.
Right, yeah, it would be in May. So, well, exciting. We want to wish you great success. I expect either a text, you're going to have to help Mr. James because he doesn't know how to do it, and I don't think Mr. Bartlett will be with you, but somebody better send me a message about how things go for you. We certainly want to wish you the best of luck, and we're very proud of all of you.
Well,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.